Thank you very much for giving me the floor. My name is Maria Oskina, and today I'm going to talk about assessment of the human-machine interface with the wearable eye tracking glasses. And to cover this topic, first I will introduce to you myself, but I will also would like to learn something about you. Then I will tell you about the concept of our solution. I will guide you through data that we collect and what kind of analysis we do. And then to round up, I will talk about relevant use cases, and I will ask for your feedback and some input on the topic. And to start with, let's do an introduction round. And as I already said, my name is Maria, and I'm working in the role Oskina DHV. This is an engineering consultancy firm based in the Netherlands. And I am an expert in different sensor solutions for the transport application. I'm working on this topic together with Zoltan Rusak, who is a leading consultant in data solutions and smart factory design, and together with Peter Bohm, who is a business developer rail and mobility hubs. And I want to take a minute to also learn something about you. So I want to propose to use a Mentimeter for that. Can you please kindly open menti.com and use 29151236 code to enter some information about yourself. For example, I would love to ask you, what is your occupation field? Do you have some experience with human-machine interface assessments? Do you have some experience with the use of eye tracking equipment? I want to propose to take a minute. And I have here already open slides with where I could see your answers, but I will not share them on the screen because of the time reasons. And I'm inviting you to interact.
So Maria, would you be able to just copy and paste the link on the chat box? This could help.
Yeah, I think that's also a good approach. I'm searching for the chat box. I'm normally using Teams, so it's all
I can do that.
Very new for me. And I
will do that.
Yeah,
this is Peter. I will take care of that.
Thank you, Peter, the voice from the sky. That helps me. I think I will slowly go ahead because I have only 15 minutes, but Peter will help you with a link in the chat, and please still fill in the information. I will comment on it later. And meanwhile, I will start talking about the background idea of ion HMI and why we decided to do that kind of assessments. So when we talk about modern technologies, it's quite often seen as a bit of hack-a-mole game. So as this person on the video, he's nailing the game, but that's also how the users are working with the interfaces now. So in this research by the Hamilton and Grabowski, you could see how the person is operating human-machine interface inside the car and basically losing the stop sign because he is playing this hack-a-mole game, which occupies all his attention. And that was the background reason to actually start doing some assessments and making the interfaces usable for the people who are controlling the screens behind them and sitting behind the screens. And what we really want to achieve is to get the right information at the right time. Because as you can see, all these human-machine interfaces, they are everywhere, in the metro, in tram, in traffic control rooms, but they mostly designed by engineers for the machine behind it. But it's very not common to take into account some human factors and think about how the controller feels for sitting behind the screen. And when we start diving into the topic and start doing kind of researches, talks with our clients, start doing projects, we start seeing that the challenges appear on all three levels of information endless theory. And we could see challenges such as missing the events on the screen, information overload, lack of contextual awareness, misinterpreting the information, mismatch unexpected and performed operations, and a lot of need to improve the performance on the human-machine interface operations. And when we look on all these challenges, we felt even more need to start assessing and making the screen good for the users. But before I will continue to the way, how did we analyze screens and how did we come up with the optimal design, I want to invite you to answer another question in the main team. And I can already see some answers of yours on the previous question. Thank you very much for helping me to post the link. And I can see that we have quite some architecture researchers and architects who also related to education. Okay. Wow, I even see that some people even developed themselves their interfaces and even the eye tracking equipment. This is amazing. Some academic and researcher working with artificial intelligence. Yeah, that is great. I will also later talk about artificial intelligence in our classes. Well, very nice to meet you all. And then I want to propose to go to this question. And I want to ask you about your... okay, it's not working today well. And to ask about your experience with the human-machine interface assessment, especially for the people who have such a deep experience and even design themselves. What is the most common challenge that you witnesses in working with human-machine interfaces? Maybe you can share a couple with me, because I have the full slide of experiences with interface. You can use exactly the same link as the previous time, and now it will be a next question there. Let's give that a couple of minutes. I can see some witnesses of a challenge with making it clear the expected input from the user. Okay, that is interesting. Maybe you can just make a very practical example. That is also very much appreciated. Let's give that another minute, and then let's go ahead and see how did we battle our challenges with interface.
Maria, there is a question from Victor on the chat box.
Yeah, that is perfect. Let me see. Is it supposed to be the same code? Yes, it is supposed to be the same code, the same link. You need to click on the arrow next question. Oh, maybe you need to answer the previous question. Ah, okay, it worked out. Perfect.
Okay, Maria, just to let you know that the next speaker will have to go into a lecture. She's a lecturer in Florida, and we're running a little bit late.
Okay, that is great.
Yeah, she has to go into a lecture with her students straight after the session.
So how many minutes do I have? Or I have to stop now?
If you can conclude, please, in a couple of minutes, that would be fine.
Okay. Well, we use eye tracking equipment to battle these challenges, and our eye tracking equipment has the AI component. So this is a video from the ERTMS assessment of the ERTMS screen, which is used in the railway domain. And we use AI, but also OpenAI to track not only the eye of a person, but also events of interest. And we feed this information together with information about the sequence of eye movement and the area of interest analysis to understand the events engagement, response time on events, mistaken responses, and missed out information, and explain the root of these causes. And we use that for the detailed training, supportive HMI design, and prioritization of received information. And thank you very much for your attention. If you will have some tips or thoughts or questions to me, please feel free to send them to the email address that is mentioned here. I would be very happy to be in contact with you. Maybe then there would be no time pressure and we will have more time to talk with each other. Thank you for the attention.